As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. You might have heard this before, and today we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into this concept. This is the Law of Correspondence. Hello, my name is Tristan Respress, and welcome to simplyhealing.com, where we're here to simply heal. We're going to be exploring a lot of different topics, so stay tuned. In the previous topics, we discovered the law of divine oneness and the law of vibration. Today, we're going to be talking about the law of correspondence, and you're going to see how all these laws kind of start to correlate and correspond with one another. So, as above, so below is a concept that states that whatever you feel with on the inside is what you're going to get on the inside. I think I said that wrong. What you feel on the inside is what you're going to get on the outside. Your thoughts mirror your reality. And with as above, so below, as within, so without, it's stating that you are the creator of your own reality. Your thoughts create your reality. And to go a little bit deeper into this, positive thoughts create a positive reality around you. And if you have a negative reality around you, then you must have negative thoughts within you, because you are the architect of your reality, and whatever you see on the outside is what you're also having on the inside. And with the law of correspondence, I guess another thing I missed on saying is there's a relativity between the microcosms and the macrocosms. So what you see on the higher levels, the macrocosms, is something that you'll also get on the microcosm, the micro levels. And so you can see this in just different aspects in life, like what you see on the smaller scale, you'll also get on the bigger scale. We talked about a little bit these concepts in the law of divine oneness. So go check out that blog post, go check out that video, whatever works for you. And this concept is nothing new. It's been around ever since like the 1st century. Hermes Trismegistus. I said that right again. Hermes Trismegistus. I believe that's his name. This man is a wonderful philosopher that has brought us the Kabbalion, which has a lot of the Hermetic principles that it's baked right into the 7 Hermetic principles. And I actually really like the 7 Hermetic principles. It's pretty much the foundation of alchemy, everything that we are honestly going to be talking about on this channel. But instead of doing the 7 Hermetic principles, I changed it over to the universal laws, because when I was doing research on the 7 Hermetic principles and the universal laws of the universe, there's definitely there's a correlation between the two. They're both the same, essentially. I just see that the 7 Hermetic principles was something from the past, while the universal laws is more kind of like new age spirituality. It has everything that the 7 Hermetic principles has in the past, but baked into the universal laws. So there's 7 Hermetic principles, 12 universal laws, and it's just like expanding on the concept that's the 7 Hermetic principles. I need to talk a little bit slower, but yeah. So this has been around for a really long time. Go check it out with the Kabbalion if you guys want to like look more into like the older, how older philosophers would study and look into these concepts. So we're going to talk about how your thoughts influence your reality and the power of positive thinking. So as within, so without. If you are thinking positive thoughts, you are going to experience a positive reality around you. And we're going to dive deeper into this topic when we talk about the law of attraction in the next video. I already wrote up a blog post for that, so stay tuned, look out for that. But we're going to be talking about that more deeper, because all these laws really correlate in some shape or form. So the power of positive thinking. When you start to think positive thoughts, you start to see a positive reality around you. And then this is the same with negative. When you start to think negative thoughts, you're going to see a negative reality around you. And this, we can go back to the law of vibration, the last blog post, the last video, if you guys have checked it out, or the last podcast episode. We were talking about how your thoughts emit a vibration. They are lying on a frequency. And we were saying when you raise your vibration on the scale of consciousness and the map of consciousness, this this little map I pulled up right here. When you raise your vibration on this map of consciousness, you tune yourself to other things that are out in the universe that are vibrating at that same frequency. So if you're vibrating at a lower frequency, you have the ability to attract things into your reality of a lower frequency. Same with the high. When you raise your vibration, you have the opportunity to attract more things into your reality with vibrating at a high frequency. And that shows the same thing within this law as within, so without. So if you are thinking positive thoughts, you are being positive, you're being a positive force, you're vibrating high, at you're attracting stuff around you in your reality at a high level as well. As within, so without. So we're going to be exploring a little bit the idea of positive thinking. And so here's a little story that I have. Some of you guys know my house burned down in the past, and I picked up a job as a bartender and a server thinking that was it. This is my life now. I was essentially living in a very lack scarcity mindset, negative mindset during that time when I accepted that that was my life at that moment. I was starting to work the same job day in and day out. Everything felt like I was like on a hamster wheel. Everything was on repeat. I was getting yelled at guests within the establishment for just little tiny things. And I was feeling very bad on the inside, negatively. I'm not even saying that right, but negativity. I'm just going to give up. Anyways, and so I started to get things on the outside mirroring the same thing to me. I wasn't living a great reality. And it wasn't until I started to look into self-development, self-improvement, self-help, to where I found like these concepts and started to dive into meditation a little bit. And once I found out that it was my mindset that was making everything, I started to shift my perspective. And I started to see that that house fire that happened in the past wasn't necessarily something bad that happened in my life. Like, yes, it happened. I was thinking before that it happened to me, but then I shifted my mindset to where it happened for me. And when I made that shift to where it happened for me, I was able to rewrite another story and move forward and move past and start taking in more positive thoughts. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more in the law of attraction. But essentially, I had negativity within this container. And I was able to pick apart the negativity, take it out of that space, and fill that space in with more positivity. And so now I had more positive thoughts within myself. I started to vibrate at a higher frequency, therefore allowing me to attract things that are actually meant for my frequency stamp, my frequency signature. And so now I'm not living that same life I was bartending and serving anymore. I'm vibrating at a higher frequency, and I'm allowing things that are more worth my sphere of my energetic signature. I'm allowing more positivity, and it's all because I removed those negative beliefs, those negative thoughts that I had lying around. So I just really want to emphasize how powerful your mind can be when it comes to creating your own reality. As within, so without. And we're going to also talk about manifestation and visualization, because this is a very powerful way for you to create your outer reality, is through manifestation visualization. By the end of all these episodes, you're going to become a manifesting legend. I'm telling you that now. When you start to understand these subjects that I'm talking to you, you're going to understand it. Or you're going to be like a powerful manifester. And you might not understand it off the bat, but I'm planting seeds in right now, so you will eventually learn it. But a powerful way for you to manifest through your life is through visualization. And you can think about it like you can just start to imagine where you want to be in life and start acting upon it. You might have heard the old phenomenon, fake it till you make it. It's essentially the same thing. It's very powerful. You start to imagine what you want to have, you start to fake it till you make it. And eventually, over time, when you start to imagine all these positive thoughts and these positive scenarios, experiences in your mind, you're eventually going to make it happen in your outer reality, because your thoughts create your reality. And if you might even see like a lot of people talk about vision boards, the power of vision boards are phenomenal as well. I myself need to get more onto vision boarding, but vision boarding is very powerful because you're laying out these images in front of you, and if you keep checking out those images and you start to feel yourself having this reality, your mind's going to start to do things to reaffirm your reality around you. You're going to start to see how some of these images start to pop up in your reality, or you're going to start to see a pathway leading up to your dream reality because you are subconsciously telling your mind, this is my life, when you're looking at this vision board. And when you start to tell your mind that, your mind's going to start to look for everything to reaffirm those beliefs, because the mind honestly doesn't know what's real and what's fake. It just doesn't know what's real and what's fake. So you can keep feeding it information and then it will eventually appear. And I found a way for your subconscious mind. I have only found two ways to influence your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is pretty much the autopilot system that runs your life. Just the beliefs and thoughts that you have that are running behind the scenes that you're mostly not aware of, and it runs a big portion of your life. And there's two ways to influence these thoughts that I have found. One is through hypnosis, being hypnotized and being able to change your subconscious beliefs and thoughts from there. Or two, repetition. And repetition is very powerful. When you can't do it just once and be done with it. Because if we did it once and be done with it, everybody would be enlightened motherfuckers, rich motherfuckers. If you think about it, it's just like, oh yeah, you just meditate once and you will have the life of your dreams. No, repetition is needed. Like doing a skateboarding trick over and over again, you can't just do it once. You might have to do it a few times. You might have to have that repetition until you eventually land that trick and understand the inner workings of that trick. And so when you do repetition with visualization, you start to influence your subconscious mind in that way. And then those beliefs that you have running under the subconscious radar will start to be influenced, and you would start to believe that you're actually living in that reality. And that's why manifestation and visualization is very important and a very big factor within the law of correspondence, because when you think about it, you bring about it. You think positive, you get positive. You think negative, you get negative. So why not just try focusing on thinking positive thoughts? And so now we're going to be talking about negative thoughts, because now we see the power of positive thoughts. The same thing can happen with negative thoughts. I want to bring to your awareness what are the common negative thoughts that are happening, because you might not be aware of these negative thoughts that are running in on your program. Because even for me, after doing research on this, I didn't even know that there's a lot of these like common negative patterns. Like I'm learning as we go through this as well. I'm exploring even more. And I think this is really cool to see. But a lot of these negative thoughts can be flying under your radar. And I just want to shed light on the most common negative thoughts and problems that we do have. And maybe you might see yourself in that. And I just want you to be real with yourself when I share this list with you. And also excuse the way I pronounce some things. But one, catastrophizing. Catastrophizing. I'm going to give a catastrophizing. Anyways, expecting the worst case scenario in any situation. Two, overgeneralization. Making broad conclusions based on limited evidence. Three, black and white thinking. Seeing things as good or bad with no middle ground. Four, personalization. Taking responsibility for events that are beyond one's control. Five, mind reading. Assuming you know what others are thinking and that's it. Oh, sorry. Let me say that one more time. Assuming you know what others are thinking and that it's negative. My bad. Filtering. Focusing only on the negative aspects of a situation and ignoring the positive. Self-blame. Holding oneself responsible for events even when it's not justified. Should statements. Setting strict rules and feeling guilty when they are not met. Discounting the positive, minimizing and dismissing positive experiences or accomplishments. Emotional reasoning, believing that because you feel a certain way, it must be true. And so those are the most common negative thought patterns. And I just want you to be aware of these things and like really ask yourself the deep questions of why I'm thinking this way. Am I thinking any negative thoughts? And what can I do to shift these negative thought patterns? Because it could be easy to overlook these negative thought patterns. They could easily be flying into your subconscious mind. And I just want you to be aware, be real with yourself, bring some of this stuff up. I feel like myself, I need to look into this a little bit more and even question if there's some more negativity flying under my radar, because I'm still working on myself. I'm healing over here. So if you are attracting a negative reality, if things aren't really working out your way, if you're just having a really bad day, day in and day out, you might have some negativity flying in your radar. And like, this is a very, like, these tools are, I'm starting to realize, like, are so great for you to really gauge your life and make a better life. Because, like, when you're aware of this law, the law of correspondence, as within, so without, your outer reality being a mirror to your inner reality. If you're experiencing stuff on the outside that you are not liking, chances are there's something going on the inside. You got to look within. And I think that's like a good tool and something of awareness for us to have if we want to have a fruitful life. So if something's not going well on the outside, it's time to look on the inside. And there's a lot of power within yourself. And same with the law of vibration. Knowing the scale of consciousness, the map of consciousness, when you were not feeling good, you're attracting those negative vibrations around you. If you're aware, if you know how to pinpoint your vibrational frequency on that scale of consciousness, you have the power, you have the tools to be able to work everything in your life and see where you're at energetically. And now you guys have the opportunity to change your life around. And like, it's just cool how these laws kind of weave in together, in my opinion. And these are like great tools for us to start walking a better path within life. And so let's talk about shifting our perspectives. And so now that we're aware of these negative thought patterns, I'm going to show you ways that you can shift your own perspective and start thinking more positively, because it can be challenging. And these are going to be powerful tools for you to alchemize and transmute your life for the positive. We have visualization. We talked about how visualization can be a very strong factor within influencing your reality around you. When you start to visualize everything that you want in your reality, and you do this with repetition, your mind will start to find ways to affirm that reality that you're looking for. And if you want a little bit more of a scientific approach, you can think of the reticular activating system. It's when the cells in your brainstem start to look for other things out in the world to reaffirm the same beliefs. So take a look into that. Keep imagining, keep thinking those positive experiences, and then your mind will start to reaffirm those beliefs over time. It's like when you start thinking about buying a car from a dealership, and you start doing research on that car, and then out of nowhere you start seeing that car everywhere on the street. I used to play the game Slug Bug with my friends, and over time I started to see a lot more slug bugs in life, the little punch buggies, because I don't know, just something in my perspective started to shift, and it was easy for me to pinpoint those out. I just started to see more of those. And before I used to see like none. Now I see like them everywhere. But visualization is a very powerful tool. And same with affirmations. Affirmations is a great way for you to shift your perspective. And this is like saying stuff like, I am worthy of love, or I am wealthy, I am healthy. Just find some affirmations that work best for you. And like I said before, repetition is very important to influence your subconscious mind. You want to influence your subconscious thoughts. for you to create a better reality around you as well. If you say these affirmations one time, you're not going to necessarily influence your subconscious mind. It's like putting a band-aid on the situation and hoping for the best. When, let's say, like, you got like your arm cut off and you're like, oh, it's just a flesh wound, and you put a band-aid on it hoping for the best. Like, you got to do it with repetition, and you will start to see the benefits of your affirmation, because with affirmations you are starting to bake in these thoughts into your mind, and then your mind has nothing to do but to reflect that throughout your outer reality as well. Gratitude, when you start to practice gratitude, you start to essentially practice appreciation. And when you're practicing appreciation, you're raising your vibrational frequency, you're raising your vibrational stamp within the scale of consciousness. And when you are sitting in that energy of gratitude and appreciation, that's within you. Notice that is within you, and then your outer reality starts to mirror everything that you're feeling on the inside. So gratitude is another great way to start to shift your perspective. Start being grateful for little things. Like for me, I say this a lot, but I'm so grateful to wake up each and every day. I'm so grateful to breathe. A lot of us forget that we breathe every day. I'm so grateful for this roof above my head. I am very grateful for this roof above my head. I'm grateful to drink water. I'm grateful to eat. There's just so many things you can be grateful for. I love butterflies. I'm grateful to see butterflies. Like, practice gratitude and just start to shift your perspective. Like, I'm grateful that house fire happened to me because it put me on this path. Do you see how powerful that is? Like, I could be devastated that all that happened to me, but I'm honestly grateful because I'm here right now. I'm grateful to be alive. Anywho, another powerful way to shift your perspective is journaling. And journaling, I also say doing that with practice. You can't, like, I'm just going to say all these things that I'm sharing with you, practice, repetition. You have to do repetition if you want to change your life. That is the key here. To influence your subconscious mind, we want to influence those subconscious thoughts. So repetition, journaling. When you keep on journaling, you're able to eventually, you have to reflect on it too. You're eventually able to look back at your journal entries, and you're seeing this, like, you can start to see a pattern that happens. If you're like constantly living in like fear or guilt, shame, or like whatever negative things are happening within your life, you can look back at it, and then you have the opportunity to ask yourself why, ask yourself harder questions, and start to shift your perspective and rewrite a new story for yourself. I think journaling is very powerful. You can even do a gratitude journal too. But really journal and ask yourself the really hard questions. And that's why repetition is very important. When you don't have repetition, you don't see those patterns coming into play because you just wrote it one time. If you just wrote it one time, what pattern can you see? That's why writing it multiple times and then going back and looking through at the story, you can see the patterns and what changes you can make. Meditation is another powerful way to shift your perspective. I will stand on the hill of meditation any day because it has changed my life immensely. When you're meditating, one, don't be so hard on yourself if you're just starting. I know it can seem like you're not doing it right, but just with repetition, you'll eventually start to understand it. You start to become the observer of your own thoughts. And this is very powerful. When you're sitting with yourself, thoughts are going to happen. It's not like you're just going to have a clear mind throughout the entirety of the thing. But this is the powerful part of the meditation, is when those thoughts happen, when those thoughts come, these are essentially thoughts that are kind of flying up in your subconscious mind. And when you start to observe those thoughts, you can start to let go of those thoughts. You can start to let go of those thoughts and rewrite a better thought for yourself. And I think this is why meditation is very powerful. And like I said, when you meditate once, you're not going to necessarily reap the benefits of meditation. You just got to keep meditating, and then you will start to see all the different thoughts that are flying under your subconscious mind. You're able to change those different thoughts as well, shift your perspective, and start to live more a fruitful life. You just have to be aware of everything that's happening in your mind. And sitting still is a very great way to do that. Another way to shift your perspective is through empathy and understanding. And I feel like if everybody kind of practices empathy in life, this world would be a better place. Like, we are all capable of having empathy and cultivating the skill of empathy. And that's just necessarily like when you're putting yourself into the other person's shoes and start to see different perspectives in the world. It can help us gain a better understanding and show more compassion to everybody that's around us and even yourself. And when you're able to practice and keep doing empathy, you start to see so many different perspectives. You're able to treat others and yourself with respect, and you start to show much more grace and gratitude towards yourself. And when you're doing that for yourself and others, you aren't being so hard on yourself and others. And that's just like, that's kind of like a loose vibration. Like you're easily raising your vibration because you're not harboring negative thoughts, negative vibrations within yourself. You start to have empathy for everything that's going on around you. You're naturally just raising your vibration. And I think that would be a beautiful perspective shift, because like not everything happens to you. Everything happens for you. And just show a little bit more empathy. I think it's just very beautiful. The last one I have for shifting your perspective is surround yourself with positivity. And this is just like essentially just saying follow the good vibes. Whatever makes you happy, freaking do it. Because it makes you happy. You're naturally raising your vibration when you're doing stuff that you're happy about and you feel good about. And when you start to shift your vibration and you raise yourself on that energetic scale, you are feeling good on the inside. What did we just talk about the law of correspondence? As within, so without. So you're feeling good on the inside. On the outside, you're also going to be feeling great as well. So why not just focus on things that bring you joy in this life? I feel like that should be the motto, you know? Like if you start to do things that you essentially just hate, you're just like opening up a portal for more negativity to come in. Like that's just part of your negative reality that's happening around you. And so I think this is a very powerful perspective shift, is when you start to surround yourself with the things that bring you joy, you're going to naturally have a higher vibration and see more joy around you in your own reality. Absolutely stellar. Okay, we're going to practical applications in daily life for the law of correspondence. So real quick, I'm going to be talking about two scenarios. We're going to be talking about relationships and careers and success. At the very end, I'm going to give you some actionable tips for you to navigate the law of correspondence within your life. So with relationships, if you're feeling deep down that you are not worthy of love, that's what the universe is going to provide to you. The universe knows how to respond. It's very blunt with the way it operates. How you feel on the inside is what you feel on the outside. If you're feeling that you're not worthy of love on the inside, that's what you're going to get on the outside. You're going to start to kind of reject all the right situations that are meant for you and start to attract the situations at the energetic level that you're at. And for me, what I've noticed is I used to be operating at a place where I didn't think I was necessarily worth having a partner worthy of love. I was coming from a place of lack. I was coming from a place from I needed validation. I was also coming from a place of like I felt alone. I needed companionship. And when this happens, this is what I got on the outside as well. I was feeling alone out there in life, and I was starting to become desperate and needy. And I started to take the bait on anything that looked attractive to me, like anything that was shiny. I didn't really question much things. I just like kind of like took the first thing that showed me love. And that's where I was at. And so what I've noticed is you start to attract like more codependent relationships, because your partner that you're going to get is also going to be feeling the same way about themselves. As within, so without. You're going to be attracting the same things. And I found myself attracting more codependent relationships. I wasn't essentially respecting myself. And when I wasn't respecting myself, I wasn't getting respected by my reality as well, the outer reality that I had, because I didn't have the boundaries set in place for me to cultivate and nurture my own self and feel good within myself, because I was putting my power outside of myself to another person. Instead of bringing my power inside and feeling good on the inside, I was essentially hooking my power onto the other person, making sure that they feel good, because if they were feeling good, I would feel good. And that's the way I saw it previously. And now thinking about it, just exploring this concept, definitely not the way to go. Because if my happiness and my love is coming from the other person, from me making them happy and me making them feel love, if they aren't doing good, then I'm not doing good. And it should be the other way around. Like, it should be like I should be able to focus on myself and feeling good, and then it's like filling your own cup. When you fill your cup up first, you're able to give your energy to another person, the other people, the people that are around you. I was essentially filling others' cups with water first, and then hoping that they would fill my cup. But that's that's not how we should be operating through life anymore. It's just, you should just be filling your own cup, and then the overflow, the overabundance, can pour onto the other people around you. And it's not your job. It's not your job to fill other people's cups. Everybody has their own job to fill their own cup. And like, yes, other people can help you, like, but make sure that they're doing okay first. That person has to make sure that they're doing okay first. And so now seeing it, I was going through relationships a really wrong way in the past. I was putting it on to them as they were my happiness, instead of me being my happiness. Because if I was my happiness, the universe would reply, be a mirror to that for my reality around me. Because if my partner wasn't being happy, then I wasn't being happy. And if I wasn't being happy, the universe, the reality around me, wasn't going to be happy either. I was just getting negative experiences. So focus on you. Focus on your self-love. That's why self-love is so important. People rave about self-love, self-care. And this is exactly why. You got to fill your own cup so you can fill the cups of the people around you. When you're feeling good on the inside, you get a great outside. I know they used to say happy wife, happy life. I think that's toxic. Just happy you, happy life, okay? You can make your wife happy as well. Don't get me wrong, but like, at the end of the day, her happiness isn't just on you. Her happiness is on her too, just like you. Your happiness is on you. All right, I went a little bit overboard on that one, but I realized I explored some things in there for myself as well, which is really great. Fill your own cup. All right, career and success. So, the law of correspondence also plays a big role in your career and success. So, you can essentially align your own thoughts with your career goals. If you don't have any goals when it comes to your career, then you're aimlessly walking and going through your career. When you have a goal, you essentially put a destination in place, and you can start to embark on that journey towards that destination. And they always say enjoy the journey, not the destination, but you still need to have a destination so you can have this journey to go there. Because if you didn't have that destination, you'll just be going. You'll be going somewhere. And when you think positive thoughts about your journey and your whatever career you're going, you will bring more positivity to you. So let's just say that you have a negative mindset about yourself, that you are not worthy of having a high paying position. You're not worthy of being the next top dog over there. Your mind is going to find everything around you in its reality to affirm your beliefs about that statement. You will, because you're not feeling worthy on the inside. So that's what you're going to get on the outside. Now, when you start to shift your mindset and you believe that you are worthy of having that position, your mind will start to find every way to affirm those beliefs as well, giving you more positivity, more ways to show you that yes, you are worthy of having that top paying, top dog position within your career. And I think that's the very important thing. Like, you can look at this within your own career, or you can see this with other people that are in your career around you, is just like look at their mindsets and how they feel about themselves, what they're doing to achieve the goals that they have set for themselves. And so I think it's very important to pay attention about how you think about yourself. And then this is going to be like a little story. I didn't even write this in the blog post, so this is like a little surprise. You only get it in the podcast episode, story. But this comes with serving a lot. I used to do a lot of serving, and this happened with serving and even being like a vape tender. But I used to do a lot of serving, and you can see that there would be girls that would make more money in tips over the guys, and guys would complain about it a lot. I myself, I never really talked about this. Like, I never really complained about this, like, divide, because I knew my own power. It was kind of crazy. Like, I just knew if I focused on me, if I focused on bringing value to my guest, it will naturally come back to me. And I would be one of the most top performing male servers within the tips. Like, I would get some pretty high tips comparable to what the girls were making within the establishment. And that was because I didn't necessarily care about the gender roles. I cared about bringing my guest the best possible service. And I mean, yes, girls could possibly have it easier with their looks, their attraction, their feminine energy. But if you just focus on bringing value to whoever is happening, like me right now, I'm bringing value through this podcast episode, giving you my thoughts and my perspectives. And like, if you focus on bringing value, that value will come back to you. So take a look into that. I think it's very, very powerful. You have just focus on bringing value. Value is very important. And that's why you might see like people on like content creator apps like TikTok, Instagram being like, focus on bringing value to your audience. They will come back. Bring value to people. It's important. And so now let's go over some actionable tips for you to use the law of correspondence. So this can happen within your relationships, your career, whatever is going on in your life, whatever your current reality is. These, I say, are the steps that you need to work with the law of correspondence. First, know the law of correspondence. We talked about it. Okay. Second, be aware of your limiting beliefs. I think when you start to be aware of your limiting beliefs, you are able to start to work on the law of correspondence. So you can start to take out that negative beliefs, those negative thoughts that you have floating around within your sphere, and replace it with positive thoughts. Third, cultivate self-love. And I think cultivating self-love is very important because this is not an easy process. I never said this was easy. When you're taking out limiting beliefs, you're essentially doing shadow work, and it can be very hard stuff. You're changing a lot about yourself first off, and you're changing a lot about your beliefs. And when you do this, you might even find out that you were in the wrong on a lot of different things. So I want you to show yourself some compassion and keep moving forward. When you show yourself some compassion, you're cultivating self-love. And when you're cultivating self-love, you're putting that energy within you, and then you're going to start to bring more positivity within your life. And when you start bringing in that positivity, you're going to get it mirrored on the outside. 4, take action with affirmations, visualization, journaling, all the stuff that we talked about before, like meditation. You gotta take action when you start to change your limiting beliefs that you have. Because if you are aware of your limiting beliefs, that's one thing. But if you don't do anything to change those limiting beliefs, like taking action through journaling, meditation, showing yourself some love, visualizing, when you don't take action, that those limiting beliefs are going to stay there. So you got to take the action to shift your negative thoughts into the positive. And the next one, 5, is use repetition to influence your subconscious mind. And I think that's very important because you can take action once, but that's like essentially just putting a Band-Aid on it. When you do it with repetition, you are honing in these skills within your body. You're solidifying everything that you're learning, and you're making it come true. You're bringing it to fruition. Because like I said, if you just meditate once, you won't necessarily reap the benefits of meditation. If everybody can meditate once, we all wouldn't be on this podcast episode. First off, everybody would be fine and dandy. So repetition, use repetition to start to influence your subconscious mind. 6, focus on feeling good. And we talked about this even with the law of vibration. When you focus on feeling good, you bring more positivity around you. How with the law of correspondence, everything that you feel on the inside is mirrored on the outside, as above, so below. When you focus on feeling good, you focus on doing the things that are great around you, you get a positive reality. I remember seeing this a long time ago. You could probably look it up somewhere on the internet, but there was this article talking about how people live longer lives. Like the people that go to concerts and festivals live longer lives than the people that don't. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because they are feeling good. They feel good about themselves. They have a more positive reality instead of a negative reality because they're doing something that makes them feel good. Like festivals and music, going to like concerts and stuff, is naturally a feel good thing. Like you're doing something for yourself and it's putting you in a good vibration. I usually feel pumped when I go to concerts. I don't know how you feel, but I feel great. I feel over the moon. It's something that's great. So yeah, just focus on doing stuff that makes you feel good. Why? When life's kind of short, like, why focus on the negative things within life? You're just going to bring more negativity around you and you're not going to have a fruitful life. It's going to be a very sad life. And I just want to remind yourself that you are the architect of your own life. You are the author of your own life. You aren't the main character. You are the fucking author, bro. So write a great story. Do things that make you feel good. And I'll also say for number 7, I think I'm on 7, let go of expectations. Because when you focus on expectations, you're essentially trying to control your outer reality. And let's just let go control, because when you have expectations going on, you're saying that everything in reality has to go a certain way. And if it doesn't go that way, it's going to make you feel some type of way. So you let go of your manifestations. Let go of your expectations, because when you let go of your expectations, you open yourself up to the magic that life has to offer, the universe, God has to offer, source. You open up yourself, because like you can get something that's even better than what you could have imagined, instead of just getting what you set your expectations on and trying to control the outcome of life. And for the last actionable step, 8, just sit back and watch as your manifestation happens before your eyes. Because you just took all the steps that you needed. And if you just keep doing that repetition, you keep doing those affirmations, you keep focused on feeling good, your outer reality is eventually going to have to match up and align with your vibrational frequency. So focus on working on your energy. And when you're vibing at a high energy, you're going to start to see your manifestations walk into your life, and it's going to be freaking beautiful. So focus on working on your energy and just watch your life manifest. And that's all we have for today on the Law of Correspondence. If you guys have experienced this phenomenon and you guys want to share something within the podcast episode, within the story, please share it within the story somewhere. Or what the heck am I saying? Share it in the comment section with other people, because your story can help other people understand this law, the law of correspondence. Your story can really make a difference out there. It can save somebody's life. It can change somebody's life. And I think it's really cool to even see your guys' stories. I think it'd be really cool to see that. Also, leave some feedback in the comment section if you would like. If you have any questions or requests on me touching different subjects. And if you have any feedback of like what I need to do to make this experience, this show, Simply Healing, better for you, because I want to improve on this podcast. I don't know if you guys see, I got a new mic right here. Hello, we got the Samsung Q2U. I finally did some research on a better mic, and I'm very excited about this whole entire journey. I'm trying to invest and improve everything slowly. And that actually gives me a segue to the sponsorship of this video. If you guys are still here, I appreciate you. The sponsorship is Ko-fi, aka you guys. You guys are the ones that help me make this show a better place. So go check out my Ko-fi. Let me pull it up. I was going to talk about this in the middle of the podcast episode, but I completely forgot. Here's Ko-fi. So if you guys want to become a member, you get exclusive access to my entire brand. I'm not just a podcaster, guys. I also make music. And so if you guys become a member, you guys get early access to my music. You guys can see my music. You guys get early access to these podcast episodes. And I'm also a live streamer on TikTok. You guys might catch me playing some video games on TikTok. If you guys are a subscriber within my community, you get exclusive Discord access. And so when you see my Discord, that's my entire brand. You get to see my music, my podcasting, my gaming. If you guys want to hop in a game with me, I play with my subs. I exclusively play with my subs. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite recently. So if you want to play Fortnite with me, Valorant, Rocket League, those are the games I usually play, but I'm open I play a lot of different things. I actually might hop on Minecraft soon. Hop in. I think it'd be a really good time. We can have a blast. But yeah, Kofi, if you want to support me and my entirety of my brand, go check out my Kofi. It would really mean a lot. All the money that's going through Kofi will be invested into the entire streaming studio content creation setup that I have going on for my entire brand. It's only $3 right now, and you don't even have to do a membership. I would just say do the membership because you get the Discord access, and I think that's awesome. One time, one time payment at least. Like I won't take you out of the Discord if you don't decide to pay for another month. I'll keep you in the Discord, but I'm keeping a little paywall behind my Discord. And if you just want to buy me a chai tea, you can just send me a one-time payment. And if you don't want to do the membership, you can send me a one-time payment, and that would really help me out because I usually go to coffee shops and work on this content. I work on the blog post, working at coffee shops, getting a hot chai because it makes my day. Um, and I work on the blog post, get this content, start to explore it so I can get into a blog post and share it with you guys through the podcast episode. So if you really want to help support this community, that'd be very nice. Um, Also, your donation goes to the live streaming community as well. I do give back a lot within the live streaming. I give kids and people that are within the community V-Bucks on Fortnite, as you can see right here. I Dang, it's so bright. I gave away like I don't know, like 9 freaking V-Bucks cards already this month. So I want to up those numbers and just keep giving back to my community. But I just want to just be transparent on where your guys' money is going from or going towards within this community. It's not necessarily going to my living expenses. I think I need to take care of that myself because yeah, I just need to fill my own cup. But thank you for listening to this entirety of the podcast episode. Please leave your feedback in the comment section below. I really appreciate you guys. Check out the Kofi. That was like the end sponsorship. If I lost you, I lost you. If you're still here, I love you. And I hope you become a very powerful manifester working with your life. And I hope you understand these universal laws I'm sharing with you in these recent podcast episodes. But besides that, you have a wonderful day. Hasta la pasta.